Growing up and studying in Colombia meant facing several adversities in regards to access, transportation. Work was very difficult for me to find work.
Pedro Castillo, who is an amputee, traveled from Colombia to study screenwriting in Illinois.
The moment the interviewer saw me in canes, I could see his face changing. That was heartbreaking.
The National Clearinghouse on Disability and Exchange presents Gaining Independence in the USA.
I think my parents and a lot of my family were really concerned. There were a lot of fears for them, for me living alone.
Layla Farouk, who has albinism, traveled from Pakistan to study political science in Missouri.
And sort of navigating my way through just everyday life. We are a very collectivist society, so children, even without disabilities, they don't live on their own.
It was the first time I'd been that detached from family.
Naila Clinton, who has a learning disability and attention deficit, traveled from Trinidad and Tobago to study educational psychology in New York.
Because I've grown up in Trinidad my entire life, same home, same street, everything. I knew that I wanted a global experience, but I think that was the main thing that I was concerned about, how to cope with that transition.
It's been wonderful studying here in the States. Receive so much help. If there's a class in an inaccessible building, they know beforehand. Academically, I've had excellent playwrights and screenwriters as teachers, so I'm learning a lot.
I like living alone. I think it's great, and it helps you discover a lot about yourself. And when you change the environment, you just learn all these coping mechanisms.
Is it perfect in the US? Absolutely not.
Cerise Roth-Vincent from Mobility International USA.
But it is incredibly wonderful. If you've never lived in a place where you could so freely go about your independent life, it's incredibly empowering. It's incredibly building of your pride to be in a place where you get to experience for the first time what it's like to have equal access.
The support we need is around us, but we don't know how to how to reach out to it. So I think I'm a problem solver. That's probably something that I've learned.
So here in the US, I would say that educationally, I've had a lot of support when it comes to my disabilities, both at the staff level and the administrative level, and at the professor level. I have learned that I have a lot more resilience than I gave myself credit for.
Studying in the States, I've learned to be very aware of the other's culture, the other's perspective. I think with my example, being professionally competent in my field, I open spaces for other people with disabilities in Colombia that are locked in their rooms and they need to go out to the light.
Living and studying abroad, it definitely gives you a much more multi-layered perspective. I think that travel, it's a very good way to guide you as to what can you bring back when you return to where it is you came from.
Explore the possibilities. Contact us at www.mayusa.org/NCDE or email us at clearinghouse@mayusa.org. Follow us at #access2USA on Twitter at MobilityINTL and on Facebook at mobility.international. The National Clearinghouse on Disability and Exchange is sponsored by the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs at the U.S. Department of State.